Hi chums, well it's been a while. I didn't realise it'd been over 5 weeks since I did my last video. But well, it's not that a whole lot has happened, but really I wasn't informed for doing them. So that's why they weren't up, but I'm getting there again. I got a couple of prods from a couple of people to get a video up, and I want to thank them for that, because really I got into kind of a rut and needed to get doing something. I also need to get seed potatoes. I'm doing something different this time. I'm going to use my own potatoes as seed potato. I call it experimental. Dan probably calls it tight. And I think he's right. No, actually, I thought to myself, for years and years and years here in Ireland, people grew their own potatoes by keeping potatoes from the previous year. And Dale Calder, I'll have to ask you, Dale, what way you pronounce your name, because I don't want to pronounce it wrong, sorry. He had one potato and managed to get a whole big pile of spuds out of it, and he's keeping those for this year, and they've kept very well over winter in Canada in his basement, so he's done a real good job there. Normally if potatoes get frosted, they just go into mush, they're useless. So I decided to do that. But another thing, first of all, an apology, okay? This letter arrived, okay, and it's from, if I can put that up there, Brenda and Darren, okay? See, that arrived in the middle of this tragedy we had there at the end of October, and it kind of got set beside the bread bin and forgotten about. And then I took it out and I kept thinking, who is that? Who is that? And I couldn't remember. And then suddenly I look at the last name and realise Savage North Garden. It takes a while for the penny to drop sometimes, Brenda and Darren. But thank you very much. I haven't forgotten my side of the deal, and the seeds are in the house. I'll post them off in a couple of days. So thank you very much for that. What they sent me was, we did a little deal. They sent me a bush tomato called Primo Red to try here, because they have a very short growing season, much shorter than mine. Even though we're in the same, well I suppose it's the same, we're both in the same, Ireland is exactly the same latitude as Alberta, and Ireland is also about exactly the same size as Alberta. But our climates were a lot different many years ago, but they're getting more alike now, you know. So that's it. So Brenda, Darren, thank you very much, and apologies for being so tardy in acknowledging this, because it sat and confused me for about 6 weeks, and then it suddenly went, that's who it is. As I say, kind of thick and stupid at times. Well, kind of thick and stupid all the time. So we'll try that one. Right, there's 2 things I'm doing here today. I'm getting some potatoes for dinner, but I'm also getting some potatoes for seed, as I was saying. So I don't know what these are. So if they're not Cara, I'm not going to keep them as seed potatoes. I don't know what they are. But we'll look at one and see. Those aren't Cara. They look more like Sarpo Mira. So what I'll do is I'll just harvest these now and use them for dinner, and we'll just work away with those. So I'll not keep those, because I don't know what they look. They're starting to get the eyes on them already in the ground. This is something that I was worried about. It hasn't been warm here, but there's been sunshine. So it means that the potatoes are getting a lot more heat in the greenhouse than outside. So I was concerned they might start putting out shoots, and I wanted to get down to see what was going on. So I'm glad I did that now. So what I'll probably do now is I'll probably empty a lot of potatoes out. So there could be more than one reveal here, folks. I'm sorry to say, you're going to listen to me. Where are we at here? Yes, some strategies for next year. As I said, the potato strategy is one. And I've done something else. I think I told you, did I? No, I didn't. You know the 30-litre pots at Dan Allotment Diaries? If you haven't got that channel yet, you need to get onto it. Dan in Allotment Diaries uses 30-litre pots. Now, I use 36-litre bags, but I've been watching Dan with the pots, and I must say they're a lot easier to handle than the bags, and that's something I have to be aware of, because sometimes it's only 36 litres. But when it's wet and full of spuds, it can be quite heavy sometimes. If it's dry, when I let them dry out in the greenhouse, they're okay for moving about. But when I don't, it can cause problems, you know. So I bought 40 of them because I got them for half price, and the main thing was I got free delivery to Ireland, Northern Ireland, because normally you would think that Northern Ireland was somewhere like just on the other side of the moon when it comes to delivery charges for here, because, well, it is a fact that the most expensive piece of water in the world is the Irish Sea. You don't pay as much to cross anywhere else than that piece of water, whether it be yourself, your car, your goods, your trucks. It's just phenomenal the amount of money it costs, and it's because they know they've got a captive market. Two captive markets. They've got the people in England and the people here. So, and there's a lot of traffic goes in between. So there you go, and that's pretty good. These big guys here will bake these ones. They do well for baking. So I'll do that. What am I doing? Wrong bucket. I had a little thing there that I brought up with me. Yeah, here we go. So the Irish Sea, most expensive, but the other thing is, Ireland, little backward Ireland, you know, has got the biggest ferries and the fastest ferries in the world. The only other ferry that is as big as in Indonesia or somewhere, or Malaysia. There's another ferry the same size as the big one that goes between Ireland and England. And whenever you go down to it, it's like watching little children's toys being loaded onto a big truck, a big boat. And those are the 40 footers, the big Arctics, as you call them, or no, the trucks, the trailers and tractors. The Holly's trailers or tractors. Those look like little toys when they're going onto this boat. I've been on the whole lot of times going over to England, and it's a slow journey, you know. It's a big boat, and it takes a lot of time. You go to bed and all. It's only a couple of 100 miles, but you go to bed during the trip because you're going very slowly. But it's good. It's good too, you know. You're getting well looked after and all. The problem is, make sure you get a cabin, because all the guys who are real seasoned travellers get in and get the real good seats for lying on, and they've got their sleeping bags and all with them. I'll tell you more in a minute. So the seasoned travellers, they go down to the boat and they've got their sleeping bags with them and all the rest of it, and us whites are all sitting wondering what to do. We haven't got a cabin. So it ends up then, I'm trying to get positioned here. So it ends up then that you, what do we see? Yeah, these are definitely Cara. Ooh, right. So you end up, the first time my son and I went over to England, when he was going over to university there, to do another, he'd finished university to go and do another course, and we ended up sleeping in the cinema, and there's maybe 100 people sleeping in the cinema, and it's all the farting and belching and snoring and grunting and coughing and sneezing and grunting and farting and belching and snoring and farting. You get the idea? But they alleviate that by pumping lemon fresh air into the place, and every so often you hear this whoo, and that's the lemon fresh air getting pumped in to kill the smell of us all, you know. It is really awful, you know. But I was sitting in one of the front seats, and there's a guy lying on the floor in front of me. That's how bad it is, you know. Any port in a storm, you like. And somebody else was coming along, and they were using their mobile phone as a torch, and the phone went off. The light went out in the phone, and they walked on this guy, and he went, ooh, and I went, ah, I gave a big laugh, you know. So that was fair enough. The next morning, about 5 in the morning, myself and Dermot couldn't sleep. It was just so bad in the seats and all the noise. we decided to go out. I smoked then, and we decided to go out onto the deck for a smoke, and we were standing talking, and Dermot said something funny, and I laughed, and this guy said, "It was you." I went, "What have I done now?" He said, "It was you." And I said, "What have I done?" He says, "You were the one that laughed whenever I got walked on last night." I said, "How do you know?" He said, "I recognise your laugh." So just be careful your laugh doesn't catch you out, you know. So from then on, I made sure I booked early for the things, and then what do you call it? I had a cabin, you know. So actually, there was two guys going over to see coming home from a football match in England, and they had no cabin. They kind of got done over, and we were sitting talking in the bar and had a pint and that there. And then I discovered they had no cabin. So I said, "Look, I'll tell you something, boys. If you don't mind, if you're willing to share, I've got four beds in my cabin, and there's only me, so you're very welcome to share." Well, you would have thought I'd given them £1,000 each. They were so pleased, you know. So what do you call it? It worked out very well, and we all got a good night's sleep then, you know. But that's the sort of thing happens in the boats, you know. You end up meeting up with somebody, and you get a bit of crack on the journey on the way over, you know. So where was that now? So how do we get onto ferries? Oh yes, I was talking about Ireland, backward Ireland with the ferries, yeah. So anyway, what was it? Look at all those little boys there. I don't want those in there, because they will come up in the middle of my greenhouse beds. So, right, I'm going to do something. I don't be telling anybody, okay? Shh. I'm going to do a couple of giveaways, alright? It's something I meant to do a long time ago, and I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it, well, soon. I'm really scared to use the word soon. I'm going to do it eventually, put it that way, okay? But I'm not going to advertise it, alright? Because I'm not trying to build up numbers on my channel and stuff. And I was reading an article about a year ago, and I don't know if I read the article or saw it on YouTube. It was how to get free stuff, and it was like using coupons in shops and money off things in your drive-thrus for your hamburger and stuff, and 2-for-1 deals. And one of them was go onto YouTube and type in giveaway free subscriber draw, and you'll pull up all these draws that people are doing for their subscribers, or to get their subscriber base up. So people know that people search for this sort of thing. But I want one of you lot to get it, whatever I do, you know, because I'm not trying to push for numbers. I'm not monetized or anything, so it doesn't make any difference to me how many people I have. So I just want some of my loyal subs to get it, you know. So I'm not going to advertise what I'm doing, except to tell you now that there will be a video coming up eventually where I'm going to do a giveaway, and there will be no notification except in the video, because anybody who's trawling the internet looking for videos with giveaways, or YouTube looking for giveaway videos, is not going to stop and listen to me talking about the potato reveals. When they see that, they're going to go, "Oh my God, how boring can you get?" Which is true. So they're going to pass on and leave it to my loyal subscribers. Okay, so that's how I'm going to try to ensure that one of you lot gets whatever I do. Now, there's going to be a couple of different things. I'm going to do a gardening related and wood turning related. So there'll be something for everybody, you know. I imagine there'll be something like pens and the wee little pot makers and dibbers or something like that there, you know, because those are easy shipped, and I will ship anywhere in the entire universe. And that's no messing about in this channel, is there, eh? Anywhere in the universe I will send your pens to, or your gardening stuff. So more about that later, and it'll just be a case of when the videos, when I get it all set up and ready to go, I'll just mention it in a video and say, look, if you want in on this, just put a comment down below like yes please, or just hello or hi. I wouldn't even put down something like yes please, because that was going to attract people. I look at comments all the time, and if somebody sees comments goes, yes please, I'm in, please put me in the draw, they're going to go, oh, something going for nothing here. So I would just be more inclined to say, put a thing in like hi or something like that, you know, just to let me know you've seen the video, and it'll just be for the people who watched on that particular video. So there you go. I'm like everybody else. I've got about I don't know how many thousand, over a couple of thousand subscribers now. I don't really take any interest in that sort of stuff. But there's a core of about 300 tend to watch the videos, so those are the ones I want to get and stuff. Look at that, folks, not so good. Not so good in that bag. I imagine that was one of the bags that was along the hedge. So we'll do another one, if you don't mind. Just to get these out. These ones are okay because they'll be good for seed. So I'll stick some of these in egg trays. And see those wee tiny ones there? I shouldn't even have put them in there. I should have just dropped them straight into the bucket. So I'll put those into what am I going to put them into? I've forgotten what I'm going to put them into. I'll put them into a bucket and then see what else I can get here. Hold on a second, I'll just get another tray. Right, so that's a bag of something. I think there's Sarpo Miras and a bag of Cara. So that's those done. I'm going to turn the video off now because it's getting up to 16 minutes long, which is too long. So I'll stop this video and then I'll start a new one. Okay, so all the best now. Bye bye.